Greetings and salutations, my name is JW608 and today I am playing StarMade. Oh, and there we go, there's a nice big star. We're actually going to make things. So, let's start up by creating us a new space station platformy thing, which you just press P and it'll tell you you need a new space station, it's going to be expensive, name it. Alright, it's what, 50,000 for a space station? I don't remember. It used to be 500,000 for a space station. And you know what? We are going to remaneuver ourselves to right there. And then work. So I have the light of the star coming down on me. Right. So our next big project is a factory. The mother of all factories, the king of factories. But we have to start small. So let's just hit a primer just to refresh ourselves on factories. First, I need to find the factory. So we have capsule refinery. Micro assembly we're not going to use quite yet. And then we have our 3 flavors of factory, along with factory enhancers. And we also need cargo blocks. So we're going to set a cargo block here. This is all for test stuff. And it needs a cargo space. And we're just going to give it a little itty bitty bit of space. You know, not a lot. That's only that's not 6.5 thousand. It hasn't registered all those parts belonging to it yet. Yeah, see it skyrocket. And we're also going to need power for the station. So we'll put a power block there and a stabilizer there. And since I did this in quarters, we'll just give it all the power. Do you need this much power? No, and this is not the actual factory. This is a experimental test platform. All right. Did you ever figure how much power you have? Nope. At least more than 3 million volume. Okay, well that figures that up. I am going to then set up a capsule refinery. Let's see. Yeah, set it up right here. So, the idea is you have your stash here, and you bring all your precious minerals and materials that you've mined and worked a hard day's labor auto mining. You drop them all in here. Just gonna drop a stack of everything. Not like it won't fit. That's blue, green, light, and that's it. Oh, there, okay. Yep, just making sure. All right. And the game's a little cranky now because it's probably... Yeah, it's still calculating cargo. So may have gone just a touch excessive with the cargo. So in order to rectify that, let's trim that down just a little. Remove mode. Let's take that down just a little. That should still be more than enough for... Yeah, there we go. There, 5 million. It can handle 5 million. 1.6 million worth of stuff in it. That's 10 million of everything. Okay, that's not too bad. All right. In fact, I'm going to pull that off, and we're going to save this as test platform F for factory. Okay, and now, where was I? Ah, factory. I'm gonna pipe. You don't have to use a pipe, but I'm gonna use a pipe. I don't want to remove the blocks anymore. So, turn off that. Capsule refinery. insufficient energy. How much energy do you need? Sometimes it will pop up things like that when you first place a factory. Ignore all the initial errors because when we're generating 10 million a second, we can handle a factory, a capsule refinery. So we're gonna link that to that. Except my problem is that it's gonna produce more than it can take. So we're gonna change items to auto pull, add all, whatever that number is. How many blocks should be pulled in storage? 0 for unlimited. All right. So it's gonna pull everything. So every storage tick, it's gonna pull all of the stuff from our capsule refinery back into storage. What you mean storage tick? All right. So that's a pull, or I said storage tick. It's a pull tick. When this bar hits this side, that's a pull tick. So the cargo blocks do nothing until the pull tick completes. There, then they execute whatever they have, whether it's pulling or pushing or whatever. This is a production tick, or a factory tick. I usually call them factory ticks. I don't know what the official name is, but whenever this tick is done, it builds a block, and you can see that the tick is, huh, well, looky there, the capsule tick is faster than a regular. Well, that's nifty. I've never noticed that before. A factory tick is slower than a capsule tick. Huh. Okay, you learn something new every day. It's so. There's a nice slow factory tick, and again, once this tick hits, this factory will do its job. And it looks like it's been readjusted, so storage ticks and factory ticks are the same. Used to be, factory ticks used to be just a little faster, if I remember properly. Anyway, so now, there's some other things you might need. For example, storage. Let's see. A factory block acts just like a container that builds stuff. So it will need storage if you want to store lots of stuff in it. For example, we stick that there. That's only 200. It should handle that. That's 20,000. So if it's going to be building lots and lots and lots of stuff, you need storage to go with it. How does it build lots and lots and lots of stuff? I thought it does one, or in this case of capsules, 10 at a time, or 5 at a time. Well, that's when this block comes in handy. That is the factory enhancer. For every one of these, it multiplies the input, or adds the input in. So now it should be producing 5 times 201. That's what, 1010? It's doing more than 1010. That's 1010. No, that's 1010. Oh, it's the 201 makes 2005 plus the 5 the factory block does itself. See the recipe. Where am I? See, 1 vertikene ore creates 5 vertikene capsules and 10 metal mesh. Your production rates are going to be different. For example, if we throw down a regular factory and we don't connect it to anything, and we change production to, I don't know, another basic factory, we can view the recipe. If you have 10 metal mesh, 10 crystal composite, it makes 1 basic factory. Okay. All right. And these things can be logic controlled. Where's my logic? So I can have a activation module there. If I turn that off, it turns off the pull tick. And pull tick is universal. So it doesn't matter. See, if I wait in here, the pull tick died somewhere over there. Now when I turn it back on, it was all the way over there. So the pull tick and the factory tick are universal, not tied to any individual factory. In fact, turn that off. After this next storage tick, it should pull those. Not pulling those anymore? Why are you not pulling the crystal composites? You're not full. I know you're not full. Huh. It's not. It's not pulling crystal composite for some reason. Okay. Oh, no, it is. Yeah, it is. It's just pulling. Oh, I'm only pulling 5,000 at a time, and this is producing. This is producing 16,000 every tick. So that's going to back that up. So how do we fix that? Well, we're going to turn off the factory to fix that. And that's doing 16,000. We're going to change. We're going to clear, add all again. And we're going to say 50,000. Doesn't matter what number you put in there. Well, unless you have a specific reasoning for it. Like if you want to throttle the flow of products so this cargo container doesn't get over full because you don't have 3 million units of storage, which is really neat because the physical boxes show up. Those are physical representations of the stuff in the cargo container, and it goes from back to front, bottom to top. Yeah, back to front, bottom to top. That's how it fills. All right, so that is basics of control, and use C and V to get them together, to link them. And that's a basic capsule refinery, which is the heart and soul of the factory. Without this block, your factory cannot process the ores. The ores and crystals can't do anything with them. So that's always fun. And you can't change the recipe. You can set a cap. Set how many blocks should be produced. 0 for unlimited. Let's hit 0 because I don't want unlimited. Actually, we're going to turn you off. We're going to say cap of 50. No, cap of 3. So wait for that pull tick. There we go. You can also hit activate and deactivate production there. See, we limited it to 3, which is multiple of 3, which is silly because we have let's see, default to 1. Okay. All right, so which is silly because if you have all those factory enhancers, you don't want a cap. There we go. Beautiful, isn't it? And notice we have 20,000 volume. If you exceed the volume, it'll probably pop up warnings, and after a while, it will start to bleed content out into space, which will despawn. That's the reason you want cargo. You don't want to bleed stuff out into space, which despawns. Now, I believe that can be turned off in a server setting, but by default, cargo bleed is on, so be careful with that. And from these few blocks, you can build anything in the game that you can build. Amazing, isn't it? All right. So our next thing, now that we've talked about that, is probably going to be setting up some basics. Like, oh, and also doing a little bit of experimentation. Like, actually, we can do that now. Let's change your production to... No, we'll do that later. It's going to be more involved than I think it's going to be. That's probably not. So I think that's good for today. I have been JW608. This has been StarMade, and I will do you cats later.